Well, good morning, guys. Big A coming to you from the station camp Greenway. Hey, how you like my hat this morning? The Goodlettsville, Tennessee All-Stars. Hey, my grandson's made it 2 years in a row. I'd rather do that than anything. I love going to these ball games. So far, they're 2-0 in All-Stars. Man, I can't wait till the next game. I hope it's tonight. Maybe it's Friday night. I don't know. We'll find out. Hope you guys have had an incredible weekend. It has been fabulous for me. Spending out on the lake, enjoying a little family time, caught a few fish. Hey, the obstacle is the way. I want to talk to you about it. Ryan Holiday wrote another amazing book. That's the title, The Obstacle is the Way. Man, what is getting in your way today from your success? I want to encourage you to go grab the book, first of all. I don't get a quarter for endorsing Ryan's book. I believe in it. These books that I endorse oftentimes, it's because they work. And Ryan has masterfully laid out how to overcome the obstacles in your life. Well, what is it that's holding you back this morning? Is it resources? Is it people? Is it incentive? Is it drive? Is it fear? What is holding you back from being successful at what you're trying to accomplish? I had a guy recently call me. He had a business idea and it was amazing. And he said, I only got one problem. He said, I don't have any money. And I said, well, let's talk through that. So we did. He came back a few weeks later. And he said, I've got a guy that's willing to give me the money, but he wants 40% of the deal. He said, I'm not going to do that. I said, so you'd rather have 100% of nothing as 60% of something? And he said, well, you got a good point. Listen, guys, you've got to do some things sometimes that are not optimum. I know when I went in business at 18 years old, I had to give up 2/3 of the business to get the money. I didn't have any money. I was broker and a convict. You've got to do some things sometimes you don't want to do. Well, what is it today that's holding you back? Is it those things that I just mentioned? What is it that's keeping you from forging forward? What is it that you want to accomplish in your life, but you've got these things that are the obstacles? How are you looking at those things? Is it stopping you dead in your tracks? Or is it possibly the way, as Ryan Holiday points out in his book, The Obstacle is the Way? Years ago, I bought a building on Gallatin Road in Nashville, and I tore it down. 50% of the way through construction, I found out that we didn't have enough parking, and there wasn't enough space to accomplish what we were trying to do. So I went next door, and I told the guy, I said, hey, I want to buy your building. He said, you'll have to contact the guy that owns it. And it was the H.G. Hill Company. It was a company that had been starting grocery stores in Nashville. They had 7 or 8 grocery stores here. But the place that Mr. Hill had made most of his money was in buying property. And he'd been buying property 40 or 50 years. And he said, this building's not for sale. And I said, well, that's unacceptable. I said, I've got to have it because I can't be successful with the company that I'm building next door without the building. And he started laughing. He said, what do you mean it's not acceptable? I said, I got to have it. I got to have your building. He said, did you hear what I said? 40 or 50 years we've been buying property in Nashville, the largest property owner in Davison County at the time. He said, we've never sold a piece of property. I said, well, we got to figure this out because I got to have it. So he called me back 2 weeks later and he said, Mr. Walker, he said, there's a building that we're wanting on Dickerson Road. He said, if you'll go over and buy that building, he said, we'll exchange it for this building for you. I said, now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. So I did a 1031 exchange, and we were able to go on and build a very successful company. Well, if I hadn't done that, I would have been in a real pickle, first of all. Second of all, I could have taken no. I could have taken that and gone on my way. I don't know what would have happened. Listen, guys, we've got to look at it from a different perspective. Obstacle is the way sometimes. We went on to grow a very successful company there. In church years ago, David Landreth was our pastor. He was an amazing leader. I love that guy. He was phenomenal. He taught me so much about leadership. When he first started at our church, we had 250 people that were in attendance. And he brought up something one day. He said, we're going to do this. And somebody said, that's never been done that way. And he said, that's awesome. He said, because watch and see what happens. And we did, and he went on to take that approach in a number of arenas in the life of our church. Now we're just under 8,000 people. What about you? What is it that you could be doing that people tell you it's never been done? This is this huge obstacle that's in the way, and you just sit there and take no for an answer, or it's never been done that way, so you don't do it either. Guys, I want to tell you something. The obstacle is the way. Ryan Holiday, you hit it out of the park with this one. I just love every chapter in your book because it's true. That's the thing that I want to get over to you today, is the obstacle is the way if you're willing to maybe work through it rather than letting it shut you down. So listen, get up, get off the couch, go out there today and look at these obstacles differently. It doesn't have to shut you down. Get guys around you to show you other ways that possibly you could go through this, and you too could accomplish your goals and your dreams. The obstacle often is the way. And I want to encourage you today, go through those. Don't let it stop you. I'm Big A. I got to get out of here. Have a great day. Coming to you live from the Station Camp Greenway. We'll see you.